Good evening and welcome back to Susie's Book Nook. We are working on the Key Tracking Book Nook. It's a really cool kit. We are going to be hiding some keys and it's a little bit of a mystery. And I will read that to you when I have a bit more time. We are working right now on the piano bench. We finished the piano and the envelopes because we're going to put one of the envelopes on the bench. So we have E6 in my hand. And then we have E7 and E7. There are two, there we go. Let me get into the frame. What I wanted to point out was these are the legs, and you will see that there's this little long piece that's going to go into the floor. So you want to make sure that your orientation is correct. You have one in the front, one in the back. This just simply pops into the base of the bench like so. And I made sure that those pieces, the orientation was correct. Make sure they're down there nice and tight. Again, you want to be really careful. Sometimes you'll hear a pop and sometimes you won't. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a little B7000 glue. And this does not need to be perfect. We're going to have a couple items on this bench. We're going to have what I call a Sherlock Holmes hat and the envelope and an old-timey pipe. So I'm just going to kind of put that like that, put a little bit of glue, and these pieces, the hat is only one-sided, and so when you put this hat on, you want to put it so that the finished edge is facing towards you, because this piano bench is going to be placed like this in the nook, and you are going to have this facing the front. So the hat needs to be facing towards the front, which is you, and then we're just going to put a little bit of dab of glue for our pipe. I'm going to get my tweezers out for that, and I'm going to kind of put that like that. And these are, like I said, you don't have to be perfect. That piece is now done. This is going to be a really quick part 2 video. It was a really long day. It's only a Wednesday night, and I will tell you, so these are the nights that I start to feel my age, and we're not going to tell you how old I am. Let's just say I'm getting to that point in my life where I need to learn to slow down a little bit. Okay, we are now going to put together the grandfather clock, and I'm going to use my table, push that down. So we have B23. The finished side is facing me. We have B22, the fat portion of this. I don't know if you can see this, but you have two portions. You have kind of a skinny portion at the top and a fatter portion at the bottom. You can kind of see that on the side. The fat portion is going to go towards me. Then we're going to take B24, and again, the finished side is going to face me. There is an unfinished side to this. I've never put this kit together, so I am assuming that the orientations of all of these are correct. I have had kits that have had misprints, but so far this kit seems like it's behaving itself, and everything seems like it's lining up really well. Then we're going to take B22, and we're going to pop this on the bottom. And so, as I said, this is a grandfather clock. I'm going to pop that on there, and so that's what your finished piece looks like. So you can see that finished edge, and that little front plate. Everything's on there. All right, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to take B17. This is, I think it's called the pendulum. It's the little thing that swings back and forth. We're going to take that, which is going to be B17. We are going to put this into B20. Again, very important. This is your orientation. You want this piece to be facing to you because this piece is going to go into here, and I believe that this clock is going to have a little bit of movement from the way I can kind of see how this is going to go in. So we are going to, and I could be wrong, let me see. Okay, I do apologize. I thought there would be a little bit of movement, but there won't be. This actually goes into a little hole in the front. And this is a really fragile piece, so again, be really careful when you put these pieces in. If you break it, glue is your friend. You can usually patch things up. I have really tried not to break things, so I've just learned to kind of take my time and use my tools to help me get kind of tight pieces in. And you can hear that beautiful snap. There we go. And then we are going to take this piece, we're going to put it on the top here, and then these two pieces are going to go right into here. Okay, and you can hear those lovely snaps. We got one that time. Okay, and so that's what we're looking like so far. That's the base of it. And then we are going to take B18, which is this piece here. It's going to slide into these two tools. I am not using any glue on this. These are really tight. They're not going to go anywhere, and this piece is not going to move. It is going to get set down into the kit, and that's it. So there's really not a need to do glue when they're this tight fitting. And then we're going to take B19. That is going to go into the front, and that is going to slide into the hole that is right there in the center. Just like that. And then the last piece for this is going to be B16. We need to take a little B7000 glue, not a lot. And I do like to, when a piece is this thin, I like to kind of gently put it on and kind of brush it around. That way it's distributed and you don't have globs of glue oozing everywhere. This peels right off of my fingers, so I usually, if there's a little extra, I just wipe it off with my finger. You can use a paper towel. Just be careful because glue tends to get everywhere, so I find that my fingers work the best. Use my tweezers and then position it where I want, and then kind of push it down just a little bit so that everything is all lined up. And that is it. So this is the clock. This is the front. That's the back. And so we are all together. And actually, I apologize. I made a mistake, and I just realized I made a mistake. Like I said, we don't do video editing here. We're learning together. I'm not an expert. I keep telling you all that. And I just realized that the colored front for this piece actually should have been facing me. So I am going to gently pull this out. And then I'm just going to flip it around. And I'm going to press it back down. I'm like, something doesn't look right. And so I double checked, and there is, of course, the symbol to show me that the finished piece, there we go. That looks much better. Apologize for that, but that's why we're all here together learning in my little cozy corner, because this is a judgment-free zone, as I have said. So we have gotten together now the piano, we've got the bench, we have the grandfather clock, and I am going to go to sleep. So I wish you each enough. I hope you have a great night, and we will be back tomorrow to put together the lamp, and it looks like the fireplace and a few other pieces, and we're moving right along with this kit because spooky season is almost over and it's time to start our Christmas kits. So I hope you all have a great night. I will see you soon.